I'm Laurie Thomas with the University of Kentucky Forestry and Natural Resources Extension, and I'm here to share an activity for everyone that benefits science. It's the Cornell Lab of Ornithology's Project FeederWatch. Project FeederWatch is an annual survey of birds that can turn your love of watching and feeding birds into scientific discoveries. FeederWatch is a winter survey of birds that visit backyards, nature centers, community areas, and other locales in North America. It collects long-term information on bird distribution and abundance across the continent. So between November 13th, 2021 and April 30th, 2022, birds at and around feeders can be monitored, as well as environmental factors, and reported to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology in Bird Studies Canada. And you don't even need a feeder. All you need is an area with plantings, habitat, water, or food that attracts birds. The schedule is completely flexible. Count the birds for as long as you like on days of your choosing, and simply enter your birds online or on the new mobile app. And FeederWatch is conducted by people of all skill levels and backgrounds, including children, families, individuals, classrooms, youth groups, nature centers, and bird clubs. And I know in the last couple of years, a few 4-H clubs have also participated. When you sign up, it's cost $18 to join. You'll receive tools to track your birds on Cornell Lab's website or the mobile app. You'll get the year-end summary winter bird highlights, digital access to Living Bird magazine, and posters of the eastern and western common feeder birds that you can tape up next to your bird viewing window. And you'll also get a bird watching days calendar. Project FeederWatch began in the winter of 1987 to 88, and it started with about 4,000 participants, and today it's up to 25,000 participants, and I'm one of those birders. As you can imagine, when feeder watchers in communities across North America count birds and send their tallies to the FeederWatch database, the result is a treasure trove of numbers, which FeederWatch scientists analyze to draw pictures of winter bird abundance and distribution. And this data is also used to create dynamic maps of seasonal distribution and movement of different species. The data can also reveal long-term trends in population, both up and down. And the data is also used to create annual statistics and highlight trends of bird species by region. And you can see here, this is the Northeast region for 2019-2020 birding year, and it lists our top 25 bird species. Kentucky's listed in the Northeast region, and of our top 25, chickadee was ranked first. We saw increases in red-bellied woodpeckers, Carolina wrens, and American robins, and decreases in American crows and purple finches. This data can also tell you where birds are as well as where birds are not. And it can also be used to track diseases. As an example, is in the winter of '94, Project FeederWatch participants in Washington, D.C. area began reporting that house finches in their feeders had swollen red crusty eyes, and lab tests revealed that the birds had a parasitic bacterium previously known to infect poultry. This conjunctivitis spread rapidly across the east, leaving house finches listless, mostly blind, and vulnerable to predators and bad weather. Initially, the eye disease primarily affected eastern housefinch populations, which are largely separated from the western housefinch populations by the Rocky Mountains. However, in 2006, the disease was found west of the Rocky Mountains and has since spread to the housefinch populations throughout the West. Some added benefits of Project FeederWatch. One, connects students or youth to the natural world. I know I've personally used it with youth groups in the past. It's a lifelong hobby. Even if it's not a career, I know this is definitely my favorite hobby. Watching birds can equal health benefits. Watching birds can lead to relaxation and stress relief. It's low cost, and it doesn't require lab or expensive equipment, so anybody can participate. Project FeederWatch data is compiled each year, and these highlights are presented in the Winter Bird Highlights report that you can access on the FeederWatch website, even if you're not a member. And they have these reports posted all the way back from 2005. So a few of the highlights from the 2019-2020 season, there were over 7 million birds counted. That's the highest number of birds reported. There were 184,676 checklists submitted. That's a record number of checklists. And there were over 25,000 participants involved in FeederWatch in the season of 2019-2020. A common question that often comes up in Project FeederWatch is how to count the birds. So you want to make sure that you tally the most of one species you see at one time. And let's use these drawings as an example. So on the left-hand side, early in the morning, you tallied one chickadee because you only have one chickadee at your feeder. But then later in the day, you see that there are 4 chickadees at your feeder. Then you tally 4. So your total tally for the day is going to be 4, not 5, because 4 is the most you saw at one time. Just a few additional resources that I wanted to mention. One we've already mentioned is the Project FeederWatch ID posters. So even if you don't sign up for Project FeederWatch, you can go to their website and download these posters, print them out 8.5 by 11, and put them up next to your window where you might have a bird feeder outside and help you identify your birds. And then there's also the Merlin Bird ID app, which is a free mobile app for your phone, and it features photos, songs, and calls, range maps, and tips from experts around the world to help you ID birds you see and hear. And so it's a great drop-down, narrowing down menu to help you identify the bird you're looking at. And now you can also, they do it with recording sound, the bird call, and it'll help you identify that bird. And then there's All About Birds website, which is a fantastic bird guide that can help you identify birds, learn about their life history, listen to their sounds from all around the country, and also watch bird behavior videos. It's a really comprehensive online guide. And then there's some additional educational resources kind of geared towards youth. And the Cornell Lab K-12 education includes Feathered Friends and Bird Sleuth. And they've been working with Pennington Wild Birds to create curriculum month by month that'll engage children in watching birds, feeding birds, and learning about bird behavior. All of the curriculum is free and downloadable. All the different lessons are. Like I said, it's geared towards elementary school age, but there are some for middle and high school as well. They're easy to use, and they do help you teach science content throughout the year. And also, if you're an educator, you can register to get a free Pennington window bird feeder that you can use at your office or with your clubs as well. Happy birding and enjoy!